I'm going to tell you the story of how I lost my first tooth. I was in first grade when I lost my first tooth. My dad was really excited because my tooth was really wiggly. He said, wiggle it, jiggle it, push it, and pull it. I did all of those, but they hurt. I said to my dad, "Hey Dad, this tooth won't come out." He said, "Don't worry, I have an idea." So he found a long string and tied it around my tooth. He tied the other end to the doorknob. Then he slammed that door shut as hard as he could. String went boing, but the tooth did not come out. Next, we went outside. My dad tied the string to the back of the truck. Then he climbed in the truck and said, "Ready?" And I said, "Ready." He threw the truck into gear and stepped on the gas, but the truck didn't go anywhere. Its front wheels even came off the ground. The string went pling, but the tooth did not come out. Next, we piled in the truck and drove into town. In the center of town, there was a construction site. My dad went over to the wrecking ball machine and started it up. He swung the wrecking ball back as far as it would go, and wham! It slammed right on into my tooth. The wrecking ball cracked straight in half, and my tooth did not come out. Without a word, we piled into the truck and drove to the airport. We jumped over the fence, and my dad walked over to the jet that was about to take off. He tied the string to the back of the wheel and said, "Ready?" and yelled, "Hold on," because the plane was taking off. He grabbed me around the waist as tight as he could, and soon I heard a loud pop. But it wasn't my tooth coming out. It was my dad popping right out of his shoes. And we were being dragged along behind the plane, and we didn't even know where it was going. It finally ended up landing in New York. And my dad called a taxi, and we went to the Empire State Building. We went straight to the top, and I asked my dad, "You're not going to throw me off, are you?" He tied the string to the railing and just mumbled something angrily, and off I went. I didn't go very far, though. The string went boing, and my dad pulled me back up. Next, we drove down to Florida, to Cape Canaveral, which is where they launched the rockets. I had to go to the bathroom first, and while I was washing my hands, I looked in the mirror and noticed that the string had been tied to my wrong tooth the whole time. I said, "Hey Dad, you tied the string to the wrong tooth." He said, "What?" And I pulled out the right tooth and showed it to him. And that's the story of how I lost my first tooth.